and he's made just over 5,000 runs in Test match cricket. Tremendous performance. Alongside him is Michael Slater. There's some nerves out there at the moment up against one of the greatest fast bowling attacks we've seen in world cricket in the past 20 years. 2,163, and the first ball of the match from WASIM AKRAM. WASIM AKRAM, skipper to skipper, and in the commentary box, two former captains, Bill Lawry and Tony Greig.
Thank you, Richie. Good morning, all. Conditions are perfect for the first Test match between Australia and Pakistan at the GABBA. WASIM AKRAM bowling to Mark Taylor, the left-arm bowler, the left-handed batsman. WASIM AKRAM has the ability to swing the ball both ways. The pitch looks to be firm and hard with a little bit of grass. And what attention here this morning, Tony Greig.
Yes, Bill, very good morning to everyone around the country. And this really is going to be a very exciting little session, this first session. So much depends on how much the ball swings. The man who's bowling at the moment is very capable when it does. And if he can get the ball to swing a little bit, he's always a chance with an LBW or two early on. So he'll be striving, not so much for pace, but for swing.
It's much like Alan Davison, the former great left-arm bowler, has the ability to swing the ball. Good bouncer as well. Try and swing it towards the slip. Nice even bounce through the wicketkeeper there. Rowan Khan taking it waist high.
Yes, just have a little look at this movement. Straight away we're seeing this swing. This swings away from the left-handed Taylor. Just watch that there, quite late as well. So that's curved away quite a long way. It'll take a fair bit of handling. The right-hander, that's swinging back into him, so that's where there's a great chance of an LBW.
Three slips and a gully for Mark Taylor. Short leg. That's beautifully bowled, got through him, didn't get a touch. The perfect delivery in the first over of a Test match. Good line, good length, and enough movement to beat the bat.
Yes, and a half-hearted appeal from Rowan Khan straight away. Just let's see if we can pick anything up here. No, it just missed the outside edge. It must have been very close, though. That ball just swinging away very late. This will give you a very good view of it. Just watch it there. It starts and then goes away. What a magnificent delivery.
Good maiden over from the Pakistan captain.
So only one run on the board so far. Not that that matters. Slater and Taylor are still out there. And we're about to see the start of the third over. That last ball was a magnificent bouncer. It's the only bouncer that's been bowled so far. And it gives you some idea of how thoughtful this pair is. Just short of a length, a hole over, and then one deadly straight bouncer.
Well, they're very nervous, Australian batsmen. There was a single there. It was a call of weight from Michael Slater.
Let's just have a look at this first bouncer of the Test series from Yunus. Comes in, whacks it in, and it is very, very straight. Taylor simply ducked his head. It went over his shoulder, but that would have given a bit to think about. Now, the other thing to watch here is to see if we can get a view of how upright the seam is as it comes out of the hand of WASIM AKRAM. He'll be striving, as I've said, to get it to swing, and you'll also be hoping to hit the seam. So he needs to keep it upright as it comes out of his hand. See if we can capture that for you. Just have a look at this, see if you can pick the seam here as it comes out of the hand of the fast bowler. You can see that it's almost bolt upright as it came out of his hand.
It's knocked down in the gully, but 2 runs to Michael Slater. Genuine square cut, hit straight into the turf. And there's Raja, the fieldsman.
It's just a little bit short, this one, and this really does tell you a bit about Slater, doesn't it? Anything outside off stump, he's going to let it go. We'll have a go at it anyhow, and look at that. He had a go at it, and it was just cut off by Ilahi, feeling in the gully. He'd be very, very watchful, Slater. He'd be worried about the one that swings back sharply at him and traps him in front.
Also, he's got the man at fine leg, Fine, the Pakistan captain, for the bouncer. If he goes for the hook shot, that man there is fairly fine for the top edge. Slater is inclined to hook early on. It's well fielded at short leg. It's no wicket for 3.
Buttercup announced the best thing in bread since 1896. Farrer's Gold. A new soft golden bread with 30% more fibre than wholemeal and 75% more fibre than multigrain. Buttercup.
Here's a fantastic offer from Copper Art. This beautiful coffee table is just $99 and you'll get 2 lamp tables absolutely free. And look, rocking chairs and nests of tables. Out they go at a crazy $99. Shop Copper Art and save.
An interesting start to the first test match. The ball moving about a bit here at the Gabba. Tally at the score, Slater on 3. It's well bowled, keeping the ball well up, looking for the swing early on.
Yes, he's swinging the ball into the left-hander.
WASIM AKRAM, left arm over the wicket to Michael Slater. Umpires today, Steve Randell from Australia, officiating at the members' end, and Carl Liebenberg from South Africa at square leg. 1 international umpire and 1 home umpire for the test series. Well, the ball's swinging about, just causing a bit of concern for Slater and Taylor. Slater in particular likes to get on with the job, very watchful at the moment. This ball's swinging back in quite late, aiming towards middle and leg rather than just outside the line of the off stump. Just him out with a bounce for the moment. He's very keen to get his mid-wicket and fine leg right, the Pakistan captain, so that's an indication to Michael Slater, who'll be aware of this. That man going squarer is going to give him a short one. Entice the hook shot.
Tell you what is quite interesting is Mohammad Akram, the youngster, playing in his first test here against Australia. He's a long way off the fence down there. Bill Laurie was talking about the possibility of a top edge off a hook shot. One of the problems is that you've got to be very careful you don't get caught walking in too far. Nothing worse than the ball just bobbing over the top of your head. He's coming in a long way down there. He must be at least 15, 20, 25 metres off the rope.
Indication so far, Tony, it's a very good pitch. Not a lot of bounce here. It's been true so far, carrying through to the wicketkeeper, but certainly the ball not flying on the first morning. It looks quite an even mat of grass, but as you said at the toss, just a little bit dry.
Yes, it is, and they're used to this, Pakistan. Of course, the pitches they play on over there are very dry and very flat.
That's past the bowler, at least 2.
That's nicely played away. Akram trying to get to it, but coming off that hard surface onto the lush green surface alongside the pitch. One has to be a little careful because it gets a little slippery there, and he actually fell over. You watch him here. He's on the hard surface there and tries to get across, but goes onto the green and then loses his footing.
Moving the man now who was at square leg just to a mid-wicket position to try and cut off that push through the onside. That's beautifully bowled, cramped into room there, trying to cut against the swing. That was a quicker delivery. So good testing start by the Pakistan bowlers. Not too much width, making them batsmen play. Whereas against England last year, the Australians are away in the first 2 or 3 overs. It's a different situation this morning. It's a testing time for them.
Yes, that was just a little bit short. He's got to get it up a little bit, give it a chance to swing. May concede 4, but it gives him a chance of a wicket.
Good shot, very positive stroke. 2 more to Slater. It's no wicket for 7. Solid start. And some very good bowling here at the Gabba, the first morning of the first test match. Michael Slater on strike.
Very economical run-up. WASIM AKRAM doesn't use much energy. He's got a short run when one considers his pace. He swings the ball both ways. You can see here just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perhaps 10 paces at the most. Look at that seam. And that last delivery was angled across the right-hander. That's the one the right-handed batsman's got to be careful of. If he gets it pitched in the right place, he tends to swing it in to the right-hander and then every now and again goes across. You can see that one just angling across towards slip, but look at Slater right in behind that, got the face of the bat covering the line of the ball beautifully. Well, that was a quicker one from AKRAM, and it bounced a bit more. You could see Mohan Khan, the keeper there, having to take it around about head height, and it was still climbing. This gives you some idea of the pace. And up it went, and he was taking it in front of his face.
Try and entice Michael Slater to drive. He likes to drive straight through the mid-off position. They've got that gap open. Man on the offside is quite wide. He's at a covered position. And let's leave the gap down there for Slater to drive through the offside, maybe against the swing.
Yes, Bill, I think what he should do is actually bring that fieldsman a little straighter. If he brought him across this way, then what he could do is pitch the ball up and encourage Slater to drive down the ground. Because if you encourage the drive, when the ball swings, of course, that can hit the pad or bowl the batsman through the gate. I really think that he should look to get those fieldsmen a bit straighter and pitch it up a little bit more. They've been just a little bit short. Well, now here we go. This is the first time that the Pakistanis have given the ball to the umpire. I think they're saying it's out of shape. They're not scared of giving the ball back. Now, will it go through? One of the problems is if it is a soft ball, then straight away they will want to get rid of it. Now, it didn't go through. Perhaps he was just testing to see whether it was round, perfectly round. It probably went out of shape just a little bit. They do work on the ball, I can tell you that. Never stop. They'll be shining away.
No ball called.
Well, they've been very good today. That's the first no ball. Umpire Steve Randall. He's down at the Vulture Street end, and Carl Liebenberg from South Africa is at the other end.
With a tidy over, it's no wicket for 8. Australia no wicket for 13 after winning the toss, as Greg Ritchie and Ian Chappell take up the commentary.
Thanks, Bill. Good morning, all. Lovely warm day at the Gabba. Good pitch, and we've seen some pretty good bowling from the two Pakistan quickies. A battle for particularly Mark Taylor. It's taken him about half an hour to get off the mark, so the Australian captain really having to work hard for those 4 runs coming from the 1 hit. Good pitch with a bit of bounce. Interesting, Greg, talking to the curator Kevin Mitchell Jr. this morning, and he said he's tried to get a little more bounce in this one, left a little more moisture because it's a longer game than what he's used to with the rest day, and I think he seems to have done a pretty good job.
I think he's done an excellent job, Ian. This wicket here at the Gabba, invariably he's got quite a lot of grass on it on the first day. Almost a mix-up there. Michael Slater a little eager to get off the mark with that quick single. He has gone through a different wicket-making process this year in that he's trying to get the moisture in the Gabba wickets further down. And a little bit different rolling it when they're a little bit more moist in order to gain that extra bounce. As a result, I think he's come up with the goods.
Yes, it's interesting talking to the curators around Australia, as we call them in Australia, groundsmen as they're known in England. We talk a lot about Les Burdett, the Adelaide Oval, being the premier curator in Australia, and I think that's probably correct. But Kevin Mitchell Jr. has impressed me in his time here at the GABBA. He's one of those curators that when you talk to him, you really get the feeling that he understands about his job and about his pitch. And the two things that I think that Les and Kevin Mitchell Jr. have got in common, that they're very keen to prepare a pitch that will produce a result late on the 5th day. They're very keen on the interests of the game. Maiden there from WASIM AKRAM. It's none for 13. Umpire Steve Randall, the local umpire. Carl Liebenberg from South Africa is the international umpire, and they're just checking out the ball. Once again, the Pakistan captain, WASIM AKRAM, has handed it to them and made some complaint. It's also given him the opportunity to down a bit of water. Fourth man bringing out some water for WASIM AKRAM. You get the feeling that that perhaps Waqar Yunus will come down behind WASIM AKRAM from the Vulture Street end when AKRAM has finished this opening spell.
Yeah, all sorts of things going on with this ball. WASIM not too happy about it. The fact that it's, I think they're complaining about it getting a little soft, not so much out of shape. And that won't help it stay hard, banging it in like that, nice and quick. But if the ball gets soft, I guess some credit has got to be given to the batsman. They're hitting the thing. It's hitting the willow all the time. You're digging it in short like this. It can't stay hard all the time. As an old batsman, I tended to get a little bit annoyed with bowlers who were complaining about the balls getting soft. Really is part of the skill of batting that you wear the new ball down.
As a left-handed tennis player used to say, Greg, you cannot be serious. 11 overs and the batsmen are making the ball soft?
Well, no, I'm not saying they're making it soft. What I am saying, it's not going to stay as hard as the bowlers would like for the entirety of the innings. And, I mean, if it goes out of shape, well, fair enough. But the fact that you might get a ball that you've chosen out of a bucket that's getting soft as he has another look at it, tough teddy, I reckon. Stay out there and use it.
Yeah, I think as the fielding captain, I'd be a touch annoyed if the ball was soft after 11 overs, though. I accept after 50 overs, but after 11, I think I'd be a bit annoyed. And I certainly wasn't a bowler. Just going back to the pitch and the curator, Kevin Mitchell Jr., we were talking about how he really has a care for the game, and he was hoping to produce a pitch that would give everybody a chance, were his words. And I'd like to hear those sort of words from a curator, rather than they're just trying to produce a pitch that looks nice. Single there for Michael Slater, or even worse, as I read about in England during the recent series between England and the West Indies, where Michael Atherton was complaining because the Englishmen didn't get a pitch that they wanted, that they'd asked for. Now, I object strenuously to players or cricket managers or anybody telling a curator or a groundsman how to prepare the pitch. That should be definitely left to the curator himself. Off the bat onto the thigh pad. Australia moved to 19. It's been a good start to this first test match of the series. Very good battle between some excellent fast bowlers and some very determined and skillful opening batsmen. Australia batting first, and that's one of the advantages of having a very good opening combination. You have confidence as a captain where you're quite happy to bat first when you win the toss, which is 99 times out of 100 the right thing to do, and you're more confident of doing it when you have an excellent opening combination like Taylor and Slater. Mohamed Akram had Michael Slater in a bit of trouble last over.
He was concentrating on a fuller length. That was too full to try and play the pull shot too. And look, just dropping beside the wicket. It was too late for Slater. He wouldn't have got the bat down in time. Very uncomfortable blow as well.
Beautifully bowled. He's already beaten him a couple of times there, and WASIM Akram will remember an innings that Mark Taylor played at the MCG a few years ago when these two teams met. Taylor was beaten a number of times by WASIM Akram, but it doesn't seem to affect Mark Taylor. He just keeps on going and going. He forgets about that and worries about the next delivery. Taylor got a century, I think, in that test at the MCG, and Australia won. In fact, it was the only result in the series, Australia winning the series 1-0, and I thought that Mark Taylor's innings played a big part in Australia winning that test match.
He certainly did. He's a very good player, Taylor. Akram's got one to move away from him. The previous delivery to that, on that occasion, it just went straight through, and you saw how much that swung after it went past the batsman. That's an indication that he really is hitting the seam.
And a shout from behind. Mark Taylor looked pretty relaxed about it. It may have come off the arm. It seemed to be well away from the bat.
Just getting a little frustrated at the moment, Mark Taylor. Akram's bowling a very good over to him. Throws the one in short. He was looking to score off it, and we'll just have a look here. Well, there must have been a creak in the bat handle or some sort of noise, because Taylor, you can generally judge by the batsman's reaction. He knew he didn't hit that.
Another maiden from Akram. It's none for 22.